Hello, this is Garth at Event Espresso. Today I would like to show you how to create a basic event for the first time. Now I'm assuming you have Event Espresso installed and active on your WordPress website. And once you do, you click Events, and then at the top we click on Add New Event, and we'll be taken to the event editor. You simply add a title, so in this case, Learning WordPress Workshop. And once you click away, it will create a permanent link. This is where your event will live, where you can send that link to people to register. You can edit, duplicate the event, and do some other things. We're going to now add a description to the event. We're going to copy that and paste it in here. And technically speaking, each event requires a date and a ticket, and Event Espresso creates those automatically by default. And so technically speaking, we can click publish and take a look at this event already. We can click on this permalink, open it up. I'll put it here side by side. You can see that we've created an event in just a few seconds. We have a Learning WordPress workshop with one free ticket and one date with a description. And so we can make some changes to this event because it was created by default with very little information on our part, but it's that quick to create your first event. Now let's continue to build this event. In other videos we show you how to create venues, but in this case we're just going to select the venue. It's going to be located. This venue was created previously using the venue profiles. Now let's take, for example, this is a workshop that happens on 2 days. We're going to call this one day 1. This is event day 1, and then we're going to say, hey, we need to add another date. We're going to call it date 2. Okay. Now the date that it automatically created was November 16th. But let's say we need to change that. So we'll click on the calendar and we'll say this is happening on the 7th, and it starts at 8 a.m. and it ends on the 7th at 5 p.m. Okay. Let's say day 2 is a little bit different. We need to change the date from the 7th. We're going to do it on the 8th, but we're going to say that it runs from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. that day, so that the times are a little bit different for each of these days. And November 8th. Okay, so now our Learning WordPress workshop occurs on day 1 and day 2. We've got 2 dates for it. Okay, now we can set the capacity. Let's say we have capacity for 30 folks. We can add the capacity for those dates as well. Now, we want to give people the option to come to one day or both days. So what we're going to do is, by default, this free ticket was created. We're going to call this, we're going to call this a both days ticket. Now, each day is going to be worth $50, but both days is going to be $75 because it's going to be available to both. Now, I want to have a ticket for both days, but I also want to have a ticket for each day. So I'm going to copy this both days ticket, and then we're going to say day 1 only. Okay, and that's going to be $50. And then I'm going to copy this day 1 ticket. I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to say a day 2 only ticket, and it is also $50. Now, one thing that we need to configure is the association between tickets and dates. In this case, the both days ticket has access to both dates. The assigned dates is 2, but our day 1 ticket needs to only be assigned to day 1. So we're going to remove access to day 2. And then our day 2 ticket needs to have access to only day 2. So we're going to remove assignments or access from day 1. Okay, now we have 3 tickets, both days, day 1 and day 2. Now, let's say, for instance, we want to only allow people to register for the both days ticket initially. This one's going to be for sale now, whereas the day 1 and day 2 tickets come on sale a little bit later. So what we're going to do is we're going to say this ticket begins selling at the beginning of November instead of right now. Okay, and then it'll run through when the event ends. So here we're going to say this also, the second day ticket also only goes on sale. So we can choose when these sell. Now both days is going to run through the entire period. But so our event happens on November 7th, so we want to make sure that our tickets stop selling on November 7th at midnight. Okay, let's make sure that each of our tickets do November 7th at midnight. Okay, so now we've created an event with 2 dates and 3 ticket options. Okay, and if we go over here and we review our event, we refresh, we see that we now have 3 ticket options, one for 75, day 2 only for 50, and day 1. Now you can say day 1 and day 2 are out of order here. You can click on filters, set order, make sure set one, day 1 is there, click submit, refresh the page. You've got day 1, day 2 tickets. These are the dates for day 1 and day 2. Here's your description, here's your venue, and your event. So now attendees can come in here, choose the number of tickets they want, and begin to register. I hope that's been helpful in showing you how to create a basic event. It's super quick and easy to do with Event Espresso and gives you power to manage your own events.